Hi everybody, it's me again, Charles Norm from Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS. It is a software technology that will help high school athletes find the perfect college to attend so they can continue playing the sport of their choice. And we use your academic information, the sports you play, the level you can participate, the area of the country you're interested in. And we tie all that together and show you a list of schools you qualify for academically that offer your sport. And so you can start doing some more investigation. And that's kind of what we do. And so in this one, I'm really excited. Oh, before I go any further, down below, as always, when I do these videos, I give you guys a code and I give you instructions for how to use the code so you can use our software absolutely no cost to you. So that's really important. I like to get that out of the way just in case people don't want to necessarily watch my whole video here, but they want to use the software. So it's available to you guys. You can share it with anybody you want to. We're just trying to get it out and get something going here, getting a flow here. And so this one, I'm really kind of excited. This one I'm going to call, I think, The Future is Bright. And so the reason I'm going to do this is that over the holiday weekends, there are a lot of basketball tournaments around. And so a couple of the kids that live in our area, in our neighborhood, were participating. We try to go and support the kids where we can. And so we got lucky because one of the ones was at our local high school and they use our software. A lot of the kids at the school use our software. And so we were invited to set up a booth, which was actually pretty cool. And so there were schools coming from all over the area to be participating in this tournament. And so two things happened that I want to talk about. I mean, more things happened. I'm just jazzed up, you guys can kind of see. So one kid came with his mom, and his mom saying that, you know, he's not sure if he wants to go. He's an artist. He's like a really good, you know, drawing sort of artist. So, right. So he's really, really good at it. And this has happened before a couple of years ago, so I was almost prepared for it. I knew what she was going to say, that he wasn't sure that he wanted to go to college, that he just felt like he could do everything on his own. He was really talented. He had already made up some comic books that he was working on, and he had his characters, and he was just all into it. And this had happened a couple of years ago, but I don't think we were in the position we were in now. And so I was talking to the young man, and I said, hey, you know, I hear you're a really talented artist, but you're a pretty good basketball player too. I said, do you have any offers? And we were talking about it. He did have a couple of offers. They were at some of the lower level colleges. He wasn't a D1 level athlete. And so I was saying, hey, you know, it's really interesting with the art world right now. Have you heard of ChatGPT? And it's an artificial intelligence technology that just sort of got released a couple of weeks ago. And so I was telling him about it, but my son, who was there with me, had started playing around with it because he was trying to make some art for a new website we're going to create. And I'll tell you guys about that later on in the year. But so I said, hey, have you heard of this thing? It's pretty cool. It uses artificial intelligence to artwork. And he goes, no, I never heard of this thing. So I said, hey, why don't you talk to my son real quick? So he went over there and he was talking with him. And I was helping out some other people. I was showing the software and giving people free licenses and things like that. And so after a while, it kind of died down a little because the games had started. And so I heard him over there talking. But when I looked over, my son had brought his laptop and he had brought another, an extra one too. This kid, so here's how ChatGPT works. Basically, you go in there, you tell it what you're trying to create. So you could say, for instance, hey, I want to create a picture of Alaska at sunset, and there's some a polar bear and some eagles in the background, whatever you want to say, right? And then you can keep refining it, and it will get what your thought process is onto the screen, and then you can keep playing around with it. It's just incredible. And so one of the reasons, you know, I get into technology a lot, and one of the things they were saying about this artificial intelligence, and this is the future, people, the artificial intelligence is, over time, you can write stories with it, right? You can say, hey, I want to write a story about, you know, this person, and it's a detective story, and it's set in the 1930s, and the protagonist is this and that, and then it will put something together, and you can keep refining it. And so you don't have to be a great writer. You don't have to be a great artist. You don't have to be, it'll write computer code for you. It'll do, it can write a hit song. You can tell, hey, I want to write a hit song in country music, and it's going to have, it's in this style of this artist, and I kind of want it to be a little bit upbeat, or I want it to be, you know, something melancholy, whatever you want to do, and it will figure it out for you and help you do it. And so does that take away? And so for everyone that's in that field right now, it feels like it's going to take something away, right? Because artisticness is about individuality. It's about being an individual. It's about having your own feel for something. Every artist is slightly different than anyone else, and those kind of things, right? It just feels like it's personal. And so people that are in that world take this as a threat. But here's why I say the future is bright. This kid sat down and he's starting to use what his thought process is. He's an artist himself, so you'd think he would take it personal, but he didn't. He took it as, hey, you know, I wonder if I do this. You know, I had an idea about this. I wonder what it would look like if the computer did it, and what can I do on top of it? He wasn't looking at it as a threat. He looked at it as a tool. And this is why I keep saying that for young people, they don't see the world the way we see it. They see the world as a challenge. So anyway, so we were talking and talking. And so here was the bottom piece for this. He said, hey, which colleges offer this as a major or something? I go, I have no idea. I said, the point of the software is if you can go there, if you decide you want to go to school and then you want to go there and you can still play, why don't you find a school at the level that you can participate? Use the software. Find the school at the level you can participate that has that as an offering, and then you can go for a lower cost. And I said, but here's the biggest thing. And just a mature kid, just a great kid. And his mom's sitting there listening to it. She's not interfering or anything, which is actually pretty cool. I said, just like you weren't sure that you wanted to go. He didn't say he didn't want to go. He just said he was thinking about, you know, he thought he could do it himself. And so I said, you need people like you that have the ability, you have the grades, you have a skill set that can allow you to go to school and for a discount, basically. And you're an artist, you're a talented artist. I go, if you can go in and get your degree, you can sit on those boards and you can steer things towards kids just like you that maybe don't have all the skill sets you have. You can be an advocate for them, but you can't do that if you don't have that piece of paper, because they don't let you sit on those boards. They don't let you make those decisions. People making those decisions aren't you. And you know what it feels like to maybe be thinking about not going on and not doing something. There's no advocate for you. There's nobody speaking up for you. If you don't go, you don't go. Maybe you're successful. Maybe things work out. I don't know. But that is the difference. And that's why I want to encourage you, if you want to do it, to think about finding a school that fits you, that offers this. And now you know what the future is. You can get in there ahead of everybody and be super successful, right? And so anyway, so that was exciting. So that one I loved. But here was the second one. We had a family come up, and up here in California, we have an area back by me called Temecula. It's a wine country area. We have wineries all up and down the California coast, and we're very famous for it. So Temecula is one of those areas. And so this family comes in, and the dad and the son was playing. He was playing for his high school team. And so they had seen one of my videos that I had done. And so the son and the dad came over again, and it was a son, and it was the tournament was for the boys teams. And so the son came over, he goes, yeah, my dad was giving me a hard time, because the dad had never gone to college. And so his thing was his son was going to go to college. They want to learn, he's going to go to a school for farming. We have a lot of great schools out in this area for agriculture. And so he was going to go, and they were trying to learn some new techniques about, wine producing and that sort of thing. And they had set aside a part of their winery just for him when he went to school, but the dad didn't want him playing any more sports. And I don't even know what sport this kid played. But anyway, the son had saw my video where I was saying, hey, even if you don't want your kid necessarily to play and you're kind of hesitant, if they're good enough to go, why don't you let them play for the first couple of years? And so he showed that video to his dad, and his dad relented. He was like, so they were actively using the software, and they had found the school they were going to go to. In fact, it was one of the local schools over here that they were going to go to. And the dad was saying, you know, it does make a lot of sense. He's really good. He worked really hard at it. It'd be great for him to be able to go. But this kid's all jazzed up about he's got his own little section of the winery that he's going to take over and he gets to experiment on. And so him and his dad have bonded in that way, because it wasn't like he wanted to move away from what his family was doing. And then so I'm listening to the dad talk about building up the winery and how long ago, and his father had got it started and he had taken it over. And so I'm always interested in this business. So this jazzed me up for what I'm doing now. I'm working with my kid, and now my wife has come to join now that we're having some success. And I'm not saying that she wouldn't have done it otherwise, but these are the things that I want for you and your family, I guess is the best way to put this. You guys start something. Just get into something right now. Your kid's going to play sports. That's great. We want to get them the athletic scholarship. But for you, the parents, you guys start something on your own too. Yeah, I know times are tough. You keep hearing about, there's going to be a recession or depression and all this stuff's going on. Don't worry about that. You can't do anything about all of that, but you can do something for you, for your family. Get something started, get something going. anyway, I don't want to overdo it here. I was just kind of jazzed about that. And the funny thing is, that was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm still kind of riding a high on that. And so many other things, we were able to get so many other people to start using the software. And, you know, I was trying to encourage everybody to share with other people. But again, down below, I give you the code. I give you the instructions for how to use the code. And then I usually put a little video, and I'll make sure I try to do it on this one, that shows you what AthleticSOS is, what it looks like if you're using it. It's not everything. It's about a minute long. Take a look at it and see if it makes sense for you guys. But I want to encourage you. I just think the future is so bright that our young people are not what we were when we were coming up. We were trying to follow these rules. What are the steps? And now everything's got confusing. They don't think that way. They're thinking in terms of, okay, I want to do something. I want to be something big, great. I can do it on my own outside of just working for someone else. That's it, man. That's the future. That's where we're going. Check out that chat GPT thing if you're in that artistic world. If you're a writer, you're an artist, anything like that. I think it's very interesting, and you can play around with it. It's absolutely free from what I understand. I don't have a link to that, but you guys can, you know, you can Google or do a search for it. And I just thought it was interesting. I showed it to my son a few weeks ago, and he went all in on it. And so I know for them, they pick up on that stuff right away, and they can go down that rabbit hole. But I think it's very interesting. Artificial intelligence is going to be the future from what I just saw there. It just, the things that it can do, but it can't do everything. And so you're going to have to build on top of that. And so I just encourage all of you guys, do something special, do something. Sit your family down and go, hey, let's try this out. Let's just do it. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. You don't have to spend a bunch of money to get started on anything. You don't have to, you can go online and find out how to get started, how to start your business up the right way, all that kind of stuff. It's not that hard to do. You just have to put some effort, and then don't quit, because you will hit a wall at some point. Things will go wrong. It will seem like it's overwhelming. It will feel like, I don't think this is going to work, because you want instant success. Or maybe you'll hit some initial success and then everything will slow down. Don't worry about any of that. If you're doing it for the right reason, and I will recommend this for you guys, do something that helps other people, that's of service, a product or a service that helps others, and it'll keep you going. It'll keep driving you. That's what I'm doing with the software, right? And then find your own unique way to present that and give that out. How do you help the most people? And so it's not always about getting money. Like, I don't charge for the software right now, but we've got opportunities that are going to blow away anything I could have made charging you guys individually. And so, but I had to figure that out. It took a while for me to figure that out. And you're going to do the same thing. It's going to take a while. Give yourself 10 years, okay, to get it going. Not just to get started. Some things will happen for you along the way. But give yourself 10 years before it feels smooth to you, like you got everything under control, that there's revenue coming in, things like that. I think we're on year 7, I think going into year 8 right now. And I can feel it. I feel the turn right now. And so I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Have a great week. And as always, whatever you're trying to do, if we can help you, if you're trying to play sports, if your kid is trying to move forward with his athletic career from high school to college, we're it, man. We're where you start. We're the starting point, and then you guys take that and you run with it. All right. As always, best of luck to you in all your endeavors, and we'll see you next time. Bye.